Jamal sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the small photograph in his hand. It showed him and Liana laughing under the bright summer sun. He remembered the feel of her warm laugh, the way her eyes lit up when she told a joke. Now she lived thousands of miles away, and Jamal felt an empty space inside him that he could not fill. Each morning, he woke up hoping today would be different. He would check his phone for a message, a call, or even a simple hi. The screen stayed blank. He wondered if Liana missed him, or if she had simply forgotten. The silence weighed on him more than he expected. Jamal tried to keep busy. He joined his high school's robotics club and spent hours soldering circuits. He practiced piano in the afternoons and read books about stars and galaxies late into the night. Yet every accomplishment felt hollow when he could not share it with Liana. He longed to hear her proud voice cheering him on. One day after school, Jamal decided to write a letter. Found a sheet of blue paper and a pen with bright green ink. His heart pounded as he wrote her name at the top. He drew a small star in the corner, a symbol of the Galaxy Club they once dreamed of starting together. "Dear Liana," he wrote, "I hope you are happy in your new home. I miss you more than words can say. Sometimes I feel like I am lost without your smile. I want to tell you everything that has happened since you left." He filled the page with stories of his first robotics competition, the song he learned on the piano, and the new friends he had made. He ended with a question. "Do you still want to build our Galaxy Club?" "I believe we can make it happen, even from here." When he finished, Jamal folded the letter carefully and placed it in an envelope. He stamped it at the post office and watched as the clerk dropped it into the outgoing mail bin. For the first time in weeks, Jamal felt a flicker of hope in his chest. Days passed. The weather turned cool, and leaves fell from the trees outside his window. Jamal practiced patience, reminding himself that letters could take time. Still, each afternoon he checked the mailbox with hope rising in his chest and falling again when he saw only bills and flyers. One evening, he sat in his room feeling more distant than ever. The night sky was clear, the moon shining like a silver coin. Jamal climbed onto the roof of his house, holding the photo of him and Liana. He whispered into the quiet night, "I wish I knew how to reach you again." A gentle breeze rustled the photo in his hand, as if the wind itself heard his plea. Jamal closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He remembered how Liana once told him, "Humans are strong when they work together. No matter where we are, our hearts can reach across any distance." Those words gave him courage. He realized that he could not wait for Liana alone to make the next move. He could try something new. The next morning, Jamal logged into the online forum for book lovers that he and Liana had used before. He posted a message under the name Starbuilder, the nickname they chose together. "Hello," he wrote, "it's been a while. One miss. My friend, and I hope she sees this. If you're out there, Liana, I am still here. I am ready to build our Galaxy Club. Let's share stories, plans, and dreams again." After posting, Jamal felt nervous. He studied the words on the screen, afraid he had sounded too needy or silly. Then he remembered Liana's voice full of laughter when they talked about building their club. He reminded himself that kindness and honesty were the true strengths of humanity, the HFY spirit of hope, compassion, and togetherness. That afternoon, while working on a circuit board in the garage, Jamal heard the familiar ping of his phone. He wiped his hands and saw a notification from the forum. His heart raced as he opened the message. "Starbuilder," it read. "Is that Jamal? I've been looking for you. I miss you too, and I never stopped believing in our Galaxy Club. Things. I've been crazy here, but I am free now to talk. I can't wait to share what happened since I moved." Jamal's eyes filled with tears of relief and joy. He typed back, "Liana, I'm so happy to hear from you. Let's plan our first meeting this weekend online, under the stars we both love." Over the next hours, they talked about school, family, and their new lives. The distance seemed to melt away as they shared dreams and laughter. Jamal felt the same warmth he remembered from their summers together. He realized that even when people move away, the bonds built on kindness and shared hope remain unbroken. That night, Jamal looked up at the sky and whispered, "Thank you." The stars seemed to shine a little brighter, as if cheering for two friends who found each other again. In that moment, Jamal knew that distance could never defeat the human spirit, especially when hope and friendship guide the way. Jamal woke early the next morning. He felt a flutter of excitement mixed with nerves. Today was the day of his first online meeting with Liana. They agreed to meet under a virtual sky in their Galaxy Club. Jamal hoped everything would work. He tested his computer, checked his internet, and set up the camera. Still doubt crept in. What if the connection failed? When the hour came, Jamal logged into the video call. The screen showed a dark room on Liana's side. He called out softly, "Liana, are you there?" His heart pounded. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then a face appeared in a square window. Liana's hair fell in loose curls around her bright eyes. She smiled and waved, and Jamal felt relief flood through him. "Hi, Jamal," Liana said. Her voice sounded warm yet distant, like a song drifting on the wind. "I'm so happy you're here." Jamal returned her smile, even though he felt the gap between them. The miles separating Pakistan and her new home felt all too real. But he reminded himself that hope could span any distance. They began with small talk. Liana described her new city. Tall buildings that gleamed under the sun, markets crowded with colorful stalls, and parks full of singing birds. Jamal listened, imagining every detail. He shared his own days, telling her about the robotics club's latest project and the new piano piece he had learned. Every time their voices joined in laughter, the distance seemed to shrink. Soon, they turned to their Galaxy Club plans. Jamal had prepared a slideshow of star maps and diagrams. He held up a drawing of a spiral galaxy, its arms glowing with tiny dots. "I thought we could start by mapping the stars we see from our windows," he said. Anna leaned closer to her camera, her eyes shining. "That's perfect," she said. She pulled out a notebook and showed him her sketches of constellations she remembered from summer nights. "I've drawn Orion and Cassiopeia," she explained. "Want to add the patterns I saw in my new sky. They're different here." Jamal nodded and felt a new spark of excitement. Together, they would build something unique. As they worked, technical glitches appeared. Liana's screen froze, her voice cracked into strange noises, and Jamal's microphone sometimes cut out. Each time, Jamal took a deep breath and tried again. He remembered how humans face challenges together, never giving up. He switched to a backup chat app, rejoined the call, and encouraged Liana to do the same. When both screens finally stabilized, they cheered. Their session lasted for hours. They named their club Starbound Friends and set a schedule for meetings every weekend. They planned to share pictures of the night sky, write short stories about imaginary worlds, and support each other's dreams. Jamal felt a rush of pride. Even though they were apart, they used their creativity and determination to build something special. After the call ended, Jamal sat back in his chair, heart light and hopeful. He realized that his sadness from before had transformed into strength. He missed Liana, of course, but now he knew how to reconnect. He reached out across the void with kindness, honesty, and human ingenuity, traits he knew were the essence of HFY. That realization filled him with warmth. Later that evening, Jamal went to the garage and pulled out a dusty box of electronics. He decided to build a small star projector so that he could see twinkling lights on his ceiling. If he couldn't be under the same sky as Liana, he could at least share the same stars in spirit. He soldered tiny LEDs onto a circuit board and crafted a plastic dome with pinholes. When he turned it on, the room filled with soft points of light. He lay on the floor and watched galaxies form above him. At the same moment, in her new home, Liana did something similar. She had found an old kaleidoscope and replaced one lens with a clear disc of glass etched with tiny holes. When she aimed it at her lamp, a ring of stars danced on her wall. She closed her eyes and thought of Jamal under the same display, building his own shining sky. Across the world they both looked, up at their private heavens. They did not see each other's faces, but they felt each other's presence. In that moment, distance vanished. their hearts connected by light and hope. Each star on their ceilings whispered a promise. No matter how far apart they were, their friendship would shine on. Jamal switched off his projector and climbed into bed, the galaxy still glowing faintly. He closed his eyes and smiled. Tomorrow, he would send Liana a photo of his star ceiling. He would write her a message of gratitude and remind her that together they could reach any horizon. In the quiet darkness, he felt the human spirit glow inside him, strong, caring, and full of hope. Jamal woke to the sound of birds singing outside his window. The morning light felt warm on his face, but his heart still ached with the memory of Liana's empty chair. He missed her voice, her laughter, and the way she always understood his dreams. He longed to feel close to her again, even though she now lived far away. After breakfast, Jamal sat at his desk with a blank sheet of paper and a pen. He thought about writing another letter, but he worried it might take too long to reach her. He thought about calling, but time zones made it hard to find the right hour. He felt stuck between hope and doubt, unsure which step to take next. Stood up and walked to the window, looking at the street below. Neighbors opened their doors, greeting each other with friendly waves. Jamal realized that humans thrived on connection. Even simple greetings could bridge gaps between people. That thought sparked an idea in his mind. In the kitchen, Jamal found a roll of colorful paper and markers. He taped a long sheet to the wall and began to draw a timeline of his days since Liana moved. He sketched school projects, music lessons, and the star projector he built. He left space between each drawing to write a note to her. With each mark of the pen, he felt his hope grow stronger. When he finished, the mural covered most of the wall. It told a story of his life, shown in bright colors and simple shapes. Jamal stepped back and smiled at his work. Then he snapped a photo with his phone. He knew that a picture could travel in seconds across the world, faster than any letter. He opened the photo editing app and added a message at the top. Liana, look at my life since you left. I miss you every day. He tapped send and watched as the little arrow flew away in the app. His heart fluttered. Perhaps she would see this today. Later that afternoon, Jamal joined his robotics club meeting online. He shared his mural and explained how it captured his feelings. His friends admired the colors and the story. One of them suggested making a short video tour of the mural, with Jamal speaking about each part. Another offered to help edit the video with music and transitions. Jamal felt grateful for their support. He realized that human kindness and teamwork were powerful. He agreed to the video idea and spent the meeting planning. They decided to add a clip of Jamal turning on his star projector, linking the stories of Earth and sky. That evening, Jamal set up his phone on a tripod in front of the mural. He pressed record and began to speak slowly, using simple words so Liana could understand every phrase. He pointed to each picture and told her why it mattered. His voice shook sometimes, but he kept going. When he finished, he added a short message. I hope this brings us closer, no matter how far apart we are. He edited the video with the help of his friends and uploaded it to their private club group. Then he shared the link in the forum. Where he and Liana had reconnected, he added a note. Dear Liana, this is my story for you. If you watch, I hope you know how much you mean to me. He clicked post and held his breath. The next day, Jamal's phone buzzed with notifications. Comments from his friends praised the video. Most importantly, there was a message from Liana. Jamal's heart pounded as he opened it. Jamal, she wrote, your mural video is amazing. I watched every second and felt like I was there with you. I miss you too, and I want to share my own story. Give me a day to prepare my mural and video. Then we can both share our worlds. Tears filled Jamal's eyes, smiled so wide that he felt his cheeks hurt. In that moment, he understood that human creativity and hope could build bridges stronger than any distance. He replied immediately, I can't wait to see your story, Liana. Thank you for bringing us closer. That night, Jamal lay in bed thinking about tomorrow. He imagined Liana's drawings and her voice describing each memory. He felt no sadness, only anticipation and joy. He whispered to the darkness, tomorrow we will be closer than today. And as he drifted to sleep, he carried the warmth of hope in his heart, knowing that when people care, they find a way to reconnect, no matter how far apart they seem. Jamal woke early with a happy flutter in his chest. Yesterday had been the best day in weeks. Liana had sent her mural video, and Jamal watched it again before breakfast. Her drawings showed her new home's river, the market lights at night, and the friends she had made. She spoke about missing him and how proud she was of his courage. Jamal felt closer to her than ever. After school, Jamal hurried back home. He climbed the stairs 2 at a time and burst into his room. On his desk, his phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Liana. He tapped it open and read her words. "I loved your video. I will share my mural in our next call. Tonight, let's meet under the stars again." Jamal grinned. He typed back, "I can't wait." He spent the afternoon preparing, cleaned his desk, placed his star projector on the shelf, and tested the lights. Then he wrote a short script for the call. He planned to show Liana his favorite constellation. He printed a small poster of Orion and Cassiopeia, coloring each star with care. The simple act of drawing made him feel strong and sure. He realized that human hope grew with each effort. Evening came, and Jamal closed the curtains. He turned on a small lamp and slid his laptop into place. The room felt warm and safe. Jamal took a deep breath and clicked the video call link. His heart raced as the screen loaded. A moment later, Liana's face appeared in the window. She was smiling, her background lit by soft lanterns. "Jamal," she said softly, "I have something to share." She held up a folded paper. Jamal leaned closer. "My mural," she explained. She unfolded the papers one by one, revealing drawings of her life since moving away. There was a sketch of her new school, drawings of her classmates, and a map of her bedroom window looking out on the river. Each picture had a small note in her handwriting. Jamal felt tears fill his eyes. He pointed at a drawing of a dog chasing butterflies. "You remember how I love dogs?" he said. Liana nodded. "I thought you would like that." They laughed together. In that moment, the miles between Pakistan and her new home faded away. They shared memories and dreams as if they were side by side. Next, Liana took Jamal on a virtual tour of her room. She turned her camera to show her bookshelf, lined with books Jamal had recommended. She held up a small figurine of a robot, the symbol of his robotics club. "I keep this to remind me of you," she said. Jamal felt his chest swell with pride. He realized that human kindness could cross any ocean. Then it was Jamal's turn. He switched off the lamp and turned on the star projector. Tiny dots of light danced across his ceiling, pointed at each pattern. "This is Orion," he said, "and here is Cassiopeia." Liana's eyes widened. She held a flashlight and moved it softly over her globe, casting shadows that looked like stars. They created their own sky together. They spoke late into the night. They planned a joint project, a short story set in the stars, written by both of them. Jamal would write the first chapter about a brave human explorer. Liana would write the next about an alien gardener who tended cosmic flowers. They laughed as they imagined the plot twists and characters, each idea built on the last, weaving hope and friendship into their tale. When the call ended, Jamal felt a bright warmth inside. He climbed into bed, the glow of the projector still sparkling. Above him, he thought about how far he had come from staring at an empty phone to building stories together with Liana. He realized that human determination and creativity were his strongest tools. No distance could break their bond. Before sleep took him, Jamal sent one more message. "Thank you, Liana. Tonight was perfect. Tomorrow, let's write our first lines." He pressed send and closed his eyes. In the quiet dark, he whispered, "We will reach the stars together." And as he drifted off, he dreamed of cosmic gardens and distant suns, confident that hope and friendship would light their way. Jamal woke early with a happy flutter in his chest. Yesterday had been the best day in weeks. Liana had sent her mural video, and Jamal watched it again before breakfast. Her drawings showed her new home's river, the market lights at night, and the friends she had made. She spoke about missing him and how proud she was of his courage. Jamal felt closer to her than ever. After school, Jamal hurried back home. He climbed the stairs 2 at a time and burst into his room. On his desk, his phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Liana. He tapped it open and read her words, "I loved your video. I will share my mural in our next call. Tonight, let's meet under the stars again." Jamal grinned. He typed back, "I can't wait." He spent the afternoon preparing, cleaned his desk, placed his star projector on the shelf, and tested the lights. Then he wrote a short script for the call. Planned to show Liana his favorite constellation. He printed a small poster of Orion and Cassiopeia, coloring each star with care. The simple act of drawing made him feel strong and sure. He realized that human hope grew with each effort. Evening came, and Jamal closed the curtains. He turned on a small lamp and slid his laptop into place. The room felt warm and safe. Jamal took a deep breath and clicked the video call link. His heart raced as the screen loaded. A moment later, Liana's face appeared in the window. She was smiling, her background lit by soft lanterns. "Hi, Jamal," she said softly. "I have something to share." She held up a folded paper. Jamal leaned closer. "It's my mural," she explained. She unfolded the papers one by one, revealing drawings of her life since moving away. There was a sketch of her new school, drawings of her classmates, and a map of her bedroom window, looking out on the river. Each picture had a small note in her handwriting. Jamal felt tears fill his eyes. He pointed at a drawing of a dog chasing butterflies. "You remember how I loved dogs?" he said. Liana nodded. "I thought you would like that." They laughed together. In that moment, the miles between Pakistan and her new home faded away. They shared memories and dreams as if they were side by side. Next, Liana took Jamal on a virtual tour of her room. She turned her camera to show her bookshelf lined with books Jamal had recommended. She held up a small figurine of a robot, the symbol of his robotics club. "I keep this to remind me of you," she said. Jamal felt his chest swell with pride. He realized that human kindness could cross any ocean. And it was Jamal's turn. He switched off the lamp and turned on the star projector. Tiny dots of light danced across his ceiling. He pointed at each pattern. "This is Orion," he said. "And here is Cassiopeia." Liana's eyes widened. She held a flashlight and moved it softly over her globe, casting shadows that looked like stars. They created their own sky together. They spoke late into the night. They planned a joint project, a short story set in the stars, written by both of them. Jamal would write the first chapter about a brave human explorer. Liana would write the next about an alien gardener who tended cosmic flowers. They laughed as they imagined the plot twists and characters. Each idea built on the last, weaving hope and friendship into their tale. When the call ended, Jamal felt a bright warmth inside. He climbed into bed, the glow of the projector still sparkling above him. He thought about how far he had come from. Staring at an empty phone to building stories together with Liana, he realized that human determination and creativity were his strongest tools. No distance could break their bond. Before sleep took him, Jamal sent one more message. "Thank you, Liana. Tonight was perfect. Tomorrow, let's write our first lines." He pressed send and closed his eyes. In the quiet dark, he whispered, "We will reach the stars together." And as he drifted off, he dreamed of cosmic gardens and distant suns. Confident that hope and friendship would light their way, ChatGPT said. Jamal woke to the sound of rain pattering on his window. The sky was gray, but his heart felt bright. Last night's call with Liana had filled him with hope. They had agreed to write their first chapter together. Today he would begin. He sat at his desk and opened his laptop. On the screen was a blank document named Starbound Friends Chapter 1. Jamal tapped his fingers on the keyboard and stared at the empty page. He took a deep breath. Writing was new to him, but he remembered how humans rose to challenges. He could do this. Jamal wrote the title, The Explorer and the Gardener. He smiled. Then he typed the first sentence slowly. Captain Mira stood on the bridge of her starship, watching distant worlds through the window. He paused, reread it, and nodded. It sounded good, he continued. Her heart beat with excitement. She dreamed of finding new life. He imagined Liana's character, the gardener, tending cosmic flowers on a floating island. He wrote a paragraph about Mira's courage and compassion. Each sentence felt like a small step toward reconnecting with Liana. After an hour, Jamal stared at his work. It was only a few hundred words. He wondered if it was enough. Doubt crept in. He remembered how he had felt sad when Liana moved away. Now that she was far, he worried if his words would feel empty to her. Then he looked at the send button on the screen. He thought of Liana's smile when she saw his star projector. Lights. He thought of the warm feeling when she shared her mural. He realized that human effort mattered more than perfection. Clicked share and sent the draft to Liana. Moments later, his laptop pinged. A message from Liana appeared. I read your draft. It is wonderful. Your words make me picture Captain Mira so clearly. I will add the gardener's part next. Jamal's chest swelled with pride. He replied, Thank you, Liana. I can't wait to read your words. The rest of the day passed in a happy blur. Jamal finished his schoolwork quickly, eager to see any new message. At dinner, he told his parents about the story project. They smiled and told him how proud they were. His father said, Creativity is a gift you share with others. His mother added, Distance can never stop true friends. Jamal felt their words echo in his mind. After dinner, Jamal returned to his desk, opened the chat window, and saw a new file from Liana. He downloaded it and read her words. Lyra, the gardener, tended glowing flowers that bloomed on meteor petals. She sang softly to keep them alive. He read each line carefully, delighting in her gentle voice. Her style was different, but it fit perfectly with his brave explorer. They had created their first chapter together. Jamal highlighted a few sentences and typed comments. I love this line about the meteor flowers. What if Lyra's song awakens a hidden seed? He hit send. Their collaboration felt alive and strong. That night, Jamal lay in bed thinking about the chapter. He felt full of hope. Even though Liana was far away, they had woven their ideas into one story. Their words crossed the miles like a bridge. The next morning, Jamal woke to a surprise. A small package lay on his desk. I had almost forgotten he asked his neighbor, Mrs. Khan, to mail a box of dried flowers to Liana. Now, someone had returned it. The box was too big. Jamal's brow furrowed. He opened it and found a letter and another small envelope. The letter was from Liana. Dear Jamal, I received your flowers. They are beautiful. I sent something back, a seed from my home. I hope it will bloom for you. Let's plant hope together. Jamal's eyes welled with tears of joy. He opened the small envelope and found a tiny seed. He held it gently in his palm. It was smooth and dark, like a small jewel. He felt the weight of hope in his hand. He decided to plant the seed in a pot on his windowsill. He filled a clay pot with soil, made a small hole, and placed the seed inside. He covered it with earth and poured a little water. Then he whispered, Grow strong, little seed, as our friendship grows beyond distance. Over the next days, Jamal and Liana continued writing their story. They set times to read each other's drafts and share ideas. When the rain fell, Jamal watched the seed's soil closely, hoping to see a sprout. When the sun shone, he imagined it breaking ground. One morning, he saw a tiny green tip pushing through the soil. His heart leaped. He snapped a photo and sent it to Liana. Our hope is growing, she replied, with a drawing of a sprout and 3 little flowers around it. Jamal smiled and felt the HFY spirit glow in his chest. Humans are strong when they share hope. He knew that no matter how far apart he and Liana were, their friendship would keep growing like the seed on his windowsill and like the story they wrote together. As the young sprout reached for the light, Jamal looked at the sky and whispered, Tomorrow, we will write more. Tomorrow, we will see more growth. And in that moment, he knew that distance could never dim the light of friendship and hope. ChatGPT said. Jamal woke to a quiet morning, stretched and looked at his computer screen. Last night's video call with Liana had ended with excitement. They'd planned Chapter 2 and set a deadline. Today, they would share their drafts. Jamal felt both hope and nerves. He sat at his desk and opened the document he had written. The first draft of the crystal planet description was ready. He read each sentence carefully. Fields of violet crystals glowed under twin suns. Every crystal sang when the wind blew. He smiled. The words felt vivid in his mind. Yet he worried, what if Liana did not like it? He saved the file and took a deep breath. Then he opened Liana's draft. He found her backstory for Lyra the gardener. Lyra grew up singing to the crystals each night. Her voice could calm storms and heal broken hearts. Jamal's chest warmed. Writing was gentle and strong. He knew at once that their stories fit together. Still he hesitated. He stared at the send button. Doubt whispered, what if the story lost its magic when combined? What if Liana thought his draft needed too much change? Then Jamal remembered how humans raised each other up with kindness. He clicked send and typed a note. I love your voice for Lyra. I added a few suggestions in green. Let me know what you think. He closed his eyes and leaned back. Not long after, his phone buzzed. A message from Liana appeared. Your planet description is beautiful, Jamal. I love how you describe the singing crystals. Only changed A. Few words to match my chapter style. Let's meet tonight to read it together. Jamal's heart leaped. He replied, Thank you. I'm excited to hear it aloud. All day, he felt a gentle glow of hope. Even at school, he found himself smiling. At simple things, the way sunlight hit the classroom window, the sound of his friends' laughter. He realized that connection brought light into his life. After dinner, Jamal set up for the call. He arranged his laptop so he could read comfortably. He placed his notebook of story notes beside him. He plugged in headphones and clicked the link. In moments, Liana's face appeared, framed by soft lantern glow. She waved and he waved back. Hi, Jamal, she said. Ready to read our story? Jamal nodded and opened the shared document. He switched on screen sharing. Let's begin. He clicked to Chapter 1's end and scrolled to Chapter 2's start. Liana read first, her voice clear and warm. Lyra stood in the violet fields, the twin suns setting behind her. She raised her arms and sang a melody that made the crystals shimmer. Jamal watched the words highlight as she spoke. Her tone made the moment feel real. When she finished, Jamal clapped softly. That was wonderful, he said. Your voice brought Lyra to life. Liana smiled and said, Your turn. He took a breath and read. Captain Mira stepped onto the planet's surface. Each step made the crystals hum beneath her boots. She held her hand over her heart, ready for any danger. He paused at any danger. Then he added quietly, but she felt hope instead of fear. Liana nodded. Perfect, she said. That line shows our HFY spirit hope facing danger. Encouraged, Jamal continued. He read until the end of Chapter 2 draft. He traded praise and small edits, adding a detail here, changing one verb there. Each suggestion felt like building blocks. They shaped the story together. Suddenly, the connection wavered. Liana's face froze, her voice crackled, and then her screen went dark. Jamal's heart sank. A moment later, the call dropped. He stared at the empty screen, feeling far away again. Sadness crept in. But then he remembered how humans solve problems with creativity. He clicked rejoin call and typed a message in the chat. I'll switch to the backup app. BRB. He quickly opened their secondary chat program and sent a new link. He texted, Try this. Within seconds, Liana appeared on the new link. I'm back, she said with relief. Jamal grinned. Me too. Let's finish. They continued reading and editing. The brief interruption became another memory of teamwork. When they finished, Jamal said, We did it. Chapter 2 is ready, Liana added, and we handled the storm together. They closed the document and sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Then Liana said, I have a surprise. She held up her phone and showed a small potted plant on her desk. I planted another seed. Jamal's eyes lit up, pointed to his windowsill where the first sprout had grown into a small leafy shoot. Me too, he said. They laughed and their voices echoed hope across the distance. Then they raised their drinks, Jamal with his tea, Liana with lemonade and toasted, to HFY, to hope and to friendship. When the call ended, Jamal felt neither sad nor distant. He felt connected, brimming with the HFY spirit of human strength and hope, opened his notebook and wrote in bold letters, "Together we can reach any horizon." That night, as he lay in bed, he looked at the small plant on his windowsill. Its leaves caught the moonlight. Jamal whispered, "Tomorrow we write chapter 3. Tomorrow we grow stronger." And with hope in his heart, he drifted to sleep. Jamal woke early to a soft glow on his windowsill. The little plant had grown taller overnight, its leaves stretching toward the light. He touched one gently and smiled. This plant was more than a sprout. Now it was hope made visible, a reminder that small acts could bridge any distance. Today was special. He and Liana had agreed to finish chapter 3 of their story and then celebrate with a shared playlist of songs they both loved. He brewed tea and set up his laptop once more, careful to charge the battery fully. He did not want any interruptions. To steal their moment? At exactly 6 o'clock, Jamal clicked the video link. Liana's bright face appeared, framed by her new room's soft lantern light. She waved and held up a small notebook with the words Chapter 3 on its cover. Jamal's heart lifted. He opened his own document, titled The Heart of the Crystals, and began. Captain Myra followed the melody deeper into the violet fields. He read, his voice steady. Each note made the crystals glow brighter, guiding her steps. He paused, imagining her voice as he read. When he finished his part, Liana nodded enthusiastically. "Now it's my turn," she said. She spoke of Lyra's song, weaving with Myra's courage. Lyra sang a lullaby that calmed not only the crystals, but also Mira's anxious heart. Liana read softly. Jamal watched the words appear and the gentle way her lips moved. In that moment, the miles between them vanished. They worked together. For hours, trading lines, polishing descriptions, and adding small flourishes of emotion. When they needed a break, they shared stories about their days. Jamal spoke of helping his sister learn a new song on the piano. Liana showed him her sketch of an alien flower that looked like a star. Each detail strengthened their bond. As chapter 3 reached its end, they read the final paragraphs in unison, together. The explorer and the gardener stood beneath a sky of living crystals. Hand in hand, they sang of unity, proving that hope could shine in even the darkest places. When the words faded from the screen, Jamal felt tears of joy. He raised his tea mug. "To hope," he said. Liana raised her glass of lemonade. "To HFY," she replied. They clinked mugs through the screen, laughing at the clumsy sound. It felt like a real toast between friends, more meaningful than any grand feast. After the call, Jamal stayed online. A little longer, gazing at the plant on his windowsill, he whispered, "Thank you for growing, and thank you for growing with me." He knew Liana would understand exactly what he meant. Later that night, Jamal lay in bed, thinking of everything they had built together. A story of adventure, friendship tested by distance, and the living testament of a seed once given. He realized that their shared creativity, compassion, and sheer determination were the essence of humanity's strength. Those qualities HFY could light any darkness. Before sleep claimed him, Jamal sent one final message to Liana. "I am proud of us. We reached each other across the stars." He added a small heart emoji and clicked send. Saw Captain Mira and Lyra singing beneath crystal skies, a perfect reflection of two friends who refused to let distance break their bond.